You should have your homework for today, 10-3 on your own, 10-4 audit your understanding. Our learning objectives: post cash receipts to an accounts receivable ledger and a general ledger, and prepare a schedule of accounts receivable. Posting from a cash receipts journal to an accounts receivable ledger. We're going to take the date from the cash receipts journal and bring it down to the accounts receivable ledger. You're going to take the journal page number and bring it down. So it's cash receivables journal, page 11, which we just write as CR11. You're going to bring the accounts receivable credit entry down to the credit column on the accounts receivable ledger. And then you're going to balance the account. So it's a debit balance account, and you made a credit entry, so you are going to subtract. Totaling, proving, and ruling a cash receipts journal. If you notice, you're just going to take the totals from each column and put them down where they go below. So the first column, going left to right, is accounts receivable credit, $11,641.30. So go down and below it, see where it says accounts receivable credit, go over to the credit totals and put that balance in. And then the next is sales credit. Go down to sales credit. Under credit totals, put $43,119.33 in. Sales tax payable credit, same thing. It's a credit of $2,381.46. Sales discount debit, you need to put that in under the debit totals, $72.25. And then you have the cash debit of $57,069.84. You total those two debit and credit columns up down below, and they should equal. Remember, our debits and credits always have to balance. If they don't balance, you need to go check your math and your entries if it's not just a mathematical mistake. Proven cash at the end of the month. Everything else we get from somewhere else, but the total cash received during the month, $57,069.84, came from the previous slide under the cash debit totals. So now we're going to post the special amount column totals of cash receipts journal to a general ledger. We've done this with other journals before. So you take the date and you bring it down to, we have the accounts receivable general ledger account and we have the sales general ledger account. So we're going to bring that down to both of those. We're going to post reference as CR11 for cash receipts journal, page 11. We're going to bring the $11,641.30 accounts receivable credit down to a credit on the accounts receivable ledger. And then we're going to take a balance. So we have a debit balance and a credit entry. So we're going to take the difference, which means to subtract. And then we're going to go back and put the accounts receivable account number in parentheses under the accounts receivable credit total line. And that tells us that we have booked that to accounts receivable. And then we have sales tax payable, where we do all the same stuff. And sales discount, it's all the same. You're just taking the different numbers, putting your post references under the specific account total. And there's cash. So you can just look at that, follow the guidelines. The numbers are there for you. Just be aware that you're taking the total from the actual column. It's not all coming from that first. Completed accounts receivable ledger. These are the customer accounts that we've used in this. Approving the accounts receivable ledger. A listing of customer accounts, account balances, and total amount due from all customers is called the schedule of accounts receivable. Some businesses call the listing the accounts receivable trial balance. This should look familiar to you. It's similar to how we listed accounts payable in Chapter 9. So you have the company name, you have the name of the form or the statement, and you have the current date. From which column of the cash receipts journal are amounts posted individually to the accounts receivable ledger? Answer: accounts receivable credit column. What is another name for the schedule of accounts receivable? Accounts receivable trial balance. All right, please watch the 10-4 work together video, and then your homework tonight is 10-4 on your own and all 4 application problems, so 10-1 to 10-4, and you will have a test by Friday, and we will discuss more what that's going to look like prior to then. All right, watch the other video, please.